I'm Mrs. Force from Anna Infant School, and I'm going to be reading The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. Once upon a time there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was grey, and the third white. One day the mother called the three little wolves round to her and said, "My children, it's time for you to go into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, mother, we'll watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please would you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. The very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside and locked the door. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chin-chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He fetched himself a sledgehammer and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three wolves built themselves a house of concrete. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden, and when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside and shut the door. The pig rang the doorbell. "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chin-chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went to fetch himself a pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chinny-chin-chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then they saw a lorry coming down the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armour plates and heavy metal padlocks. "Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars, armour plates and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armour plates and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, which was very generous and kind-hearted. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt very relaxed and absolutely safe. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road as usual. The little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house, bolted the door and locked all the 67 padlocks. The pig pressed the video entrance phone and said, "Frightened little wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny-chin-chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He bought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and the house blew up. The little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. "Something must be wrong with our building materials," they said. "We have to try something different, but what?" And at that moment they saw a flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" "With pleasure," said the flamingo, and gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. On one wall was marigolds and one wall was daffodils, one wall of pink roses and one wall of cherry blossom. The ceiling was made of sunflower and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their fridge. It was a fragile, delicate house, and it swayed in the wind, but it was very beautiful. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves, "by the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in the china pot." "Well, then, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent took his breath away, the pig took another breath and another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart became tender and he realised how horribly he'd been in the past. In other words, he became a big, good pig. He started to sing and to dance. At first, the three little wolves were a little bit worried, thinking it might be some sort of trick. But they realised the pig had truly changed, so they came running out of the house. They introduced themselves and started playing games with him. First they played pig pog and then piggy in the middle, and when they were all tired, they invited him into their house. They offered him china tea and strawberries and wolfberries, and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. And the pig accepted, and they all lived happily together ever.